From the first day at school, we are thrown into the fight. We are told that we need to run the race. We need to be the first. We need to be the best. We need to struggle for survival. This is what we have been taught. But is it the real nature of humans? If we just look to the history of human civilizations, indigenous people, they don't have this competition in their culture. For example, if we speak about Native American tribes, it was all about collaboration. It was all about caring. It was all about giving. If we speak about African Ubuntu philosophy, which says that I am because we are, and they take care of each and everyone as a big family, caring about each. And why we start, just from the first years of our life, competing to each other, as if there is not enough space for all of us. This is what we have been taught. And all competition is based on comparison. All comparison means that there are same rules for all. There are same tests, the same finish line. So this is what we have been taught. But if we now look around and we see that the reality is cracking, AI is exposing these cracks in the existing system. Because now no need to compete. Actually, there's no this game where you need to compete. Why we are still playing it? Because AI just replaces everything. It changes the game. And we are not a part of that. What is left for us as humans? Can we move to different value space where we can stay humans without losing our humanity? Because what we have been taught based on comparison, competition, because it was the final aim was results. And it started from the Industrial Revolution, where people were considered as just workers for industries to press the buttons. That's why all education, it was about standardized models. It was about, because everyone was wanting the same identical workers. It was not about individuality. And it's very risky now to talk about authenticity, because you are out of the game in this case. So it was my thought, my idea, which I want to share, is that it was taught. But now it's the time of global changes. Of global changes in each and every sphere because of AI. Now we live at this age where the old system is cracking, and we need to understand what kind of businesses do we need, what kind of economy should we build from the beginning, from the scratch, I would say, because the old economical system is destroying the planet. What are we building? The question is, what are we building if we are destroying the foundation of our life, our planet? We need to rethink that. Can businesses be not only profit-oriented, but value-oriented, having purpose? Can they serve people, but not people for the economy? So this is the time to rethink, redesign, to create this understanding and the environment where we can take first steps to reshaping a new world, starting from education. So welcome to our HES talks, Beyond Competition, Redefining Businesses in an AI-driven World. And today we have Snehal Desai, a person who is redefining the businesses and is connecting to education. So it's already, this understanding is there, and we had a nice talk before and we're just continuing talking. So, and I invite the audience to join our conversation. And Shrikamal Mangal, also a person who redefines education and transforms it. So we're here very transformative people gathered together. So join us, and now Tvesha will explain the format of our interaction, because this is a live session and we want your voice, we want your questions and your perspective. Tvesha, will please.
Yes. So as you know, the talk will be for half an hour. But if we have additional questions, so then we can extend it for 5 to 10 minutes. So please feel free to not just post your questions in the comments, but also your opinions or any insights that you have. And also make sure that you follow us on Instagram for further updates, and also on YouTube.
And please mention your name in the beginning of your comment, so that we can announce it, so that as if you are here with us. So, and my first question is it possible to change? What is needed to change? Do we need a change?
So, is it possible to change? No, I think it's not at all a question, because human are changing since long and they will be. Only question will be, are we changing on a constructive side or a negative side? And then how will change? See, I think if you go back to our roots, what you, Marina, correctly explained, that we are competing for what? We are affecting our planet. We are creating a businesses which, rather than helping society, are destroying society.
Yeah.
So I think change is must, and how we change, if we, rather than create a society or give an education only for degree, job and businesses, this society is going to be worst than what it is right now. But if we start educating them for the holistic life which you have been talking, probably this change will take place, because today's child will be a tomorrow's professional and an entrepreneur. So if his journey is correct, naturally the future generation will be good, and in the process this change will take place. So change, there is no option. If you don't change, situation will make you completely outdated. If you don't change, you will be in a corner of the world where people will not bother about you. So you have to change, no option. Yes, how we bring this change is a process, and this process starts from school, from children, and more importantly from the parents, who are spending maximum time with them. Because existing entrepreneurs or businessmen are not going to change, because they are successful, they believe whatever they have been doing is right, until unless there are 5% people whose enlightenment takes place. Now, when you are into a materialistic world, the probability of enlightenment taking place is minimum, because money drives you.
Yeah.
And then sometimes you go for a 7 days of Vipassana or 15 days of Vipassana, that's not going to make you a different person, because it's a temporary phase in the life. So if this generation will not, I was just talking with one of the entrepreneur, he's a very decent, he hold a very decent business. And I was saying that we should have a conscious capitalism business rather than only talking about profit. And then the answer came from that promoter to me was very simple. He's Neil bhai, I have started this business to make a profit. I says conscious capitalism is not about making losses. It's all about first serving society and making profit.
Yeah, but it's not in them.
But then when you talk conscious capitalism, the whole India, they feel as we have been talking about an NGO, or we are talking about a trust where we are not talking about profit. That means at existing business level, the conscious capitalism word itself has been taken the other way around. So this society or the existing businessman and entrepreneur, the probability of change is minimum, until unless someone become Buddha through an enlightenment. So it's going to be from the children who is going to be a future entrepreneur or professional. And that's the reason the role of school, teachers and parents will be very critical.
Yes, so that our hopes are with children.
Our hopes are, absolutely.
But if there is any kind of chance, if these entrepreneurs can change, because they're also parents, right? So how to balance that part? Because when we start speaking with parents about this kind of changes, introducing that kind of, for example, when we speak about including uniqueness, authenticity into the learning process, so that you see, they are also balancing between that being a parent and being a businessman, because they think that they need to continue, they need to go into my business or whatever what we're talking about. How to address the parents which are already, some businessmen.
Let me tell you
Come
one
on,
thing,
also you can
Marina, very honestly, let me tell you one thing. I've appeared in many podcasts, I have given a lot many speech. It's a very wise question you are asking, and I don't know how many people understand this question. So forget about understanding my answer.
Okay.
How many entrepreneurs are parents? Because that's the beauty of entrepreneurship. And I'll not call them an entrepreneur, I'll call them a businessman. Because entrepreneur can be a parent, but probability a businessman is a parent is minimum less. Because the problem with businessmen, once they are successful in a business, they believe they understand everything. So are they parents at home or are they businessmen at home?
Nice.
Are they spending time with their kids or their kids are spending time with their parents? The first thing we talk about, we need to ensure these businessmen who are not an entrepreneur should become a parents. Now that means Mr. Kamal Mangalan, you have to call them in your school to teach them, but then they are entrepreneurs, sorry, they are businessmen, they are successful, they know everything. Why they will come and they will listen to you? So that change seems very difficult until unless, yeah, there are exceptions. 5 to 10% businessmen are wise. So wisdom come above knowledge. So they have a wisdom, so then they will be open and that change is possible. Things are very difficult. Parents, the businessmen believe they have given a admission to their kids in a good school. They are taking them on a vacation in summer in Dubai, Thailand, or into cold places during the hot summer. They are giving them a luxurious car. They are giving them an iPad and iPhone. They are taking care of their parents, of the kids or children. Now, that's not parenting is all about.
Yes, absolutely. I agree.
And that who will bring the shift? Who will go and tell them that this is not a business, this is a family?
This is what we're trying to do, by the way. At least even putting the questions, because sometimes the beauty is in the question itself, because you see, this is what this question is about, to start thinking process. Actually, it's not about just having the answers, but start thinking, start questioning your existence, your family, how everything is, I mean, in your life. What is your life is about? Come on, Javilu, please, because I think that this is beautiful transition to, I mean, your experience with parents as well.
There is a grandparents also.
Yeah.
मेरा ये कहना होगा कि जब तक हम एक सक्सेस की डेफिनेशन को डिफाइन नहीं करेंगे तो ये एजुकेशन चेंज नहीं होगा। जैसे मैं अपने आप को सक्सेस मानता हूँ, मेरे पेरेंट भी अपने आप को सक्सेस मानते हैं, मेरी प्रिंसिपल भी अपने आप को सक्सेस मानती है। तो हम सभी इसी सिस्टम से पढ़े हुए हैं जिसमें कंपटीशन था, एग्ज़ाम है, फियर है, ग्रीड्स है। तो ये सिस्टम से हम पढ़ के जो बड़े हुए हैं और हम सक्सेस हैं तो क्यों चेंज करें? जो सुनील जी ने क्वेश्चन रखा था, पर मैं कहता हूँ मैं सक्सेस हूँ क्या, इसका क्राइटेरिया क्या होगा? कंपैरिजन में क्राइटेरिया होगा मैं सक्सेस का, रिक्शे वाले से ज़्यादा सुखी हूँ, या हैप्पीनेस एक क्राइटेरिया होगा सक्सेस का? अगर हैप्पीनेस को हम क्राइटेरिया बनाते हैं सक्सेस का, तो मैं देखता हूँ कि जितना मैं बड़ा होता गया, सो कॉल्ड मेरे में फियर और ग्रीड बढ़ती गई। आज अगर देखें कि नेताओं में, मोदी में या किसी में भी ग्रीड और फियर ज़्यादा है, तो बड़ा होना, बड़ा आदमी बनना हर पेरेंट का सपना है कि मेरा बच्चा बड़ा आदमी बने। बड़े आदमी की डेफिनेशन करनी पड़ेगी हमें, जिसमें फियर और ग्रीड ना हो, तो वो हैप्पी पर्सन कहलाएगा और हैप्पी रहेगा भी। तो मदर टेरेसा को देखेंगे, विवेकानंद को देखेंगे, गांधी को देखेंगे, अब्दुल कलाम को देखेंगे, आइंस्टाइन को देखेंगे, नोबेलिट्स को देखेंगे, तो उनमें फियर और ग्रीड नहीं के बराबर है। तो उनको अगर मैं बड़ा आदमी की डेफिनेशन लाता हूँ, तो अब समझ में आया कि अब मुझे एजुकेशन में चेंज लाना पड़ेगा, क्योंकि अगर बड़ा आदमी हुआ है तो मैं उसके लिए तो कुछ काम कर ही नहीं रहा हूँ, तो एक जीरो बढ़ाने के लिए काम करवा रहा हूँ बच्चे से। तो जीरो बढ़वाने से वो बड़ा हो जाएगा, ये समझ थी इसलिए कर रहा हूँ। तो कोई भी पेरेंट इंटेंशनली रोक नहीं कर रहा है, पर जब देखेगा कि इससे मेरे में ग्रीड और फियर बढ़ रहा है, तो अपने आप ही वो इस चीज़ को छोड़ेगा। अपने आप चेंज समझ से करोगा, न कि चेंज किसी के कहने से होगा। जब समझ जाएगा कि मैं फियर और ग्रीड और खालीपन जो बड़ा होता जा रहा है, खालीपन बढ़ता जा रहा है और एंडलेस लाइफ जी रहा हूँ, कहीं अंत है मुझे मालूम ही नहीं पड़ रहा है, तो मैं कभी नहीं चाहूँगा मेरा बच्चा भी उसी लाइफ में जाए। अगर मैं समझ गया कि कोई अल्टरनेटिव है, कोई समझ है और ये होलिस्टिक एजुकेशन पॉसिबल है, तो इसके लिए बड़ा क्वेश्चन आज भी मैंने पेरेंट्स से करीब 50 पेरेंट्स से बात की, तो उसमें यही लगा कि वो कहता है इसके लिए ट्रेन टीचर मिलेगी, टीचिंग ही नहीं चाहिए बच्चे को। अब एआई आ गया, तो पर्सनलाइज्ड टीचिंग आराम से टीचर एआई में बैठा है। अब मेंटर चाहिए, सपोर्टर चाहिए, गाइडर चाहिए, एनकरेज करने वाला चाहिए बच्चों को, मॉडल चाहिए लाइव जीते हुए। एआई रोल मॉडल नहीं हो सकता जीता हुआ, तो वी हैव टू रोल मॉडल ऑफ हैप्पीनेस। बड़ी गाड़ी से हैप्पीनेस दिखती है, पर करता तो मैं सम्मान व्यवहार का हूँ, तो बड़ी गाड़ी का सम्मान तो करता नहीं, चाहता सब बड़ी गाड़ी से। ये कंफ्यूजन अगर हम अंडरस्टैंड इनर सेल्फ कोई कॉन्फ्लिक्ट मेरे में है, वो अगर मैं समझ जाऊँगा तो मैं राइट बात हो जाए। फिर मटेरियल मेरे लिए नीड है, शरीर के लिए मेरी नीड है मटेरियल, पर मटेरियल की लिमिटेशन है नीड की, पर सम्मान की नीड की लिमिटेशन मेरी कंटिन्यूस है, और कंटिन्यूस सम्मान मेरे व्यवहार से मिल सकता है, संबंध में मिल सकता है, अंडरस्टैंडिंग से मिल सकता है, और हर बच्चा हैप्पी रहता है कुछ करके जानने के लिए। हम सभी कोशिश करें।
Okay, yes, we have a few questions which I think I'll combine because as Sir said, we just talked about success, and right now success is defined by survival of the fittest. So what do we mean by that? And if like what is the competition? Like who is the competition between? Is it between the humans, or is it now between human and AI? And whoever the competition is between, what can schools and education do? How can they prepare the students for such a world where success is defined, like as you said, more by survival of the fittest and not the ethics and values and sustainability?
Survival of the fittest is the animal consciousness. Yes, we came from the animal to human, but now we are bodily, we are human, but not human. So that development to consciousness is a education. So now competition between not the AI and human. Competition is I want to be happy more. So I am competing with happiness, or because my happiness depend on the momentary happiness of the some pleasury happiness. So every time my happiness is in future tense or past tense.
So sorry for interrupting, but जो कमल जी ने बोला, if I build on what he's precisely saying, it's an animal instinct. Plus, how many times we understand survival of fittest correctly? Who is fit? Now the person who keeps on trying things again and again, after failing becomes a fit. That means then he's surviving. Now presume there are 3-4 children in a school. One is going and using an AI to get a solution. His mind is not working. Another is not using an AI and he's developing something. Teacher says this is wrong. He again develop, again wrong, again develop, again wrong, and then finally he all right. So he remained fit mentally. The first who did not make a mistake and straight away get through, who is not fit, so he's not going to survive. But someone who made a number of errors and grown up is the person who is fit and survive. So let's understand survival of fitness. Survival of fitness says to do a right, you have to do a wrong. To give a right answer, you have to give a wrong answer. So when you keep on giving the wrong answer, you start giving the right answer. How many parents, how many teachers encourage their kids to make a mistake and to give wrong answers?
Strong point.
So when you do this, naturally there might be one.
Because parents cannot, you see, even tolerate when child has a question. But if he makes a mistake, it's a tragedy. All are depressed. But this is the way how the whole life is. You see, you cannot give, actually the whole life is not about giving the answers. All life is about moving. It's about developing how you can move. Only through making mistakes, understanding, and just, you see, developing yourself. The whole life is about process. The school should be about process.
Yes.
It's not, that's why success is defined by results. This is, I would say, the value which education system is responsible for. Because actually we taught them, if you are pass the exams, you are good.
No, if you get
But what is the process of that? If you are, for example, a result, AI, you're using AI, for example, you gave some results. But the process was absolutely, you see, you were not involved and all kind of things. So, you see, you are not developing. In this case, you see, in my understanding, survival in this system, so I have been surviving, but it was always surviving, I mean, fighting for my authenticity. And it was the hardest struggle within education system, within the system, to be yourself.
So he'll be fit when parents must start rewarding his grades. A plus to Z plus. They should appreciate whatever he's doing, because rather than the grade, they should appreciate the process.
Yes.
So when you will not appreciate A plus and you will appreciate his process, he's going to be through this process, so he'll become fit because he's evolving out of failure. So probability of his doing well will increase. So whole message to be happy, to be success, as Kamalji also said, you are not happy not because you got B plus. You are happy, but the moment you come to know your friend got A plus, then you are unhappy. So it's again a competition. And that is the reason parents must Get out from all WhatsApp group. Request them that don't
Okay,
be
this
on
is the
WhatsApp
challenge.
group. So then they'll be happy and then the kid will grow. Because why you want everyone to get A plus? There is a Lionel Messi, there is a Ronaldo. You are calling them an Anandiketan. You are allowing them to appear in maths exam. They all are getting 0 out of 100 and then you are tagging them they are disaster and they are very poor in maths. Give them a football, they will know, tell you who they are. So everyone is unique. Right? So we should not measure them. So fit is a process, is a journey. The more you pass through a journey, you will be mentally fit. And that's very critical. And then the success and happiness will come.
Okay.
So we're redefining all concepts, you see? So that's considered something, I mean, so now we are in this stage of civilization development. We're speaking about civilization. Please understand that why we have started this kind of, it's just not just talks to talk about something. It's about bringing awareness to that transitional stage the whole civilization is now going through. And which answer we give, what is the response as a civilization, as a humanity, it will affect whether we will survive as a civilization or not. Because so many civilizations, they vanished. Why? Because they could not face these challenges. They could not understand how to face, how to overcome. And now this is our responsibility. It's not just our choice. We are put already in this situation where we need to find solutions.
So Kanika has a question. Competition is required because of scarcity or limited resources. AI is a seemingly endless resource widely available. How can competition be replaced in this case? And I can go to collaboration.
See, first point is competition is not required because there are limited resources. Competition is a state of mind. Gandhi was a legend who made a statement. There is enough on this earth for everyone's need, but there is not enough on someone's greed. So competition is an outcome of greed, and humans don't appreciate or acknowledge their greeds. There's a greed for mark, there's a greed for money, there's a greed for food. Otherwise, there's enough. Now, when you're talking about how AI is going to replace the competition, first point, which the previous question we remain unanswered on that question, which human do not compete with AI. AI is a subset of human. Is the human biological intelligence which has created an artificial intelligence. But how many people understand this? So when now you want to get more marks, you will use AI. Because you will use AI because you are competing, your biological intelligence will disappear, and in a process, the survival of fittest theory will come in actions and you will be outdated. So that's how this competition AI comes in your life.
Okay, makes sense.
I don't know, but I convey what I believe. Because sometimes I realize what I speak later on.
But you see, this is actually a nice point we already have discussed today, that the problem with humanity, as one of, is that we considered everything, you see, we judge everything according to, I would say, final stage, final results. And all our knowledge in the school also, it is considered like final, with the end. As if we have learned the chapter, nothing else is left to learn. We have this kind of, you see, mindset that we got the mark, we know it. No, we need to open that knowledge. Is whatever we learn is just a very, very small part of that. And even science, why do we have science in this case? Because we're exploring, we're finding out, we're just expanding our knowledge. We need to understand knowledge as a process. We need to go back from this result-oriented, ended kind of mindset, where and comparison actually comes from that. It comes from that. But if we just, I don't know if we have, but I would like to a little bit shift, because we're talking much about education actually, because it is important. It starts with the mindset, but we a little bit discuss what kind of mindset we need. But if to go into the businesses, into the economy, how we can just in future perspective, because as you told, you have not much, you don't believe that now, present businessmen, they can just change, though some exceptions are possible.
Yeah, possible.
So we just, but what kind of, how we can just shift the whole economical system to, in a, I would say, different direction, so that our economy will serve people, which will live in balance with nature. If we can just make this balanced system where economy do not destroy the humans, their identity, their well-being, holistic well-being, and the economy serves the balance between, nature, so that is it possible? And if you can just have some ideas, at least some examples, whatever, on this part.
That's possible. The first objective of the business to be changed. So when you study the theory of economy and the concept of why business has been created, the gentleman has got Nobel once upon a time in his research in finance, and he come out with a very dangerous statement. The ultimate goal of the business organization is to create a maximum value for the shareholder.
Yeah.
So the theory says you create business for shareholder value, and then they talk about return on investment. So rather than shareholders value, if you start talking, the ultimate goal of the business organizations is to create a better value for a society.
Yeah.
So then from money we are shifting to society.
Yeah.
Second, the way the AI is coming and the way the business are bringing AI in, I think 80 to 85% of the existing degrees are going to become outdated. I have no second thought. Today, many jobs into Indian corporate world has been taken care by the people who have more common sense rather than the degree. So, doctors, chartered accountants in terms of accounting and auditing, all the call centers, customer care people, MBA, their job will be vanished. So all job are going to be there for people. So it's simple. Whatever AI cannot answer, if you handle. Now what are those things which AI cannot answer?
Yeah.
Then these all are the things which are based on common sense. Ask AI, ChatGPT right now, why Reliance never start a small business? And I promise, ChatGPT will not have an answer. The reason is very simple. This has been not traditionally theoretically defined. It is someone's intangible mind's outcome. So remember a concept. Well, then the value in the life cannot be created by doing something which the world can do, but can be created by doing something which the world cannot do. So if you are creating the kids which a masses cannot do, that means a ChatGPT or AI cannot do, these people have a growth. Now what are those things? Their originality and their common sense. So if you sustain originality of a kid from a childhood, and if you keep his DNA intact, that is his originality, this guy will prosper irrespective of the competition in the market or AI. Can we create those kids from a system?
Yes, this is a challenge. But one thing which is what I find, and this is dangerous because I have been working with different AIs, and you see the problem and how it affects humans. It's not about that ChatGPT cannot give you the answer. It will give. But you see, it will keep on looping, these kind of things. And the problem is that how many humans, how many people can understand that these answers are not appropriate? If they're not correct, how many times you have to question? I have questioned so many times different kind of broker, ChatGPT, whatever, and they, thank you, Marina, for pointing it out. Yes, it really it is.
In India, we call it Gumana. No, they don't give you clean answer.
Yeah,
they
so it's just something.
Correct.
But you see, the problem is again, it's not with AI. Problem is with people. Do they understand? But they consume it. They consume these kind of things.
So that's how it goes.
Yes.
Yeah. So okay. Question.
So we can take one last question. It's almost 12.
Okay.
Which is more of a follow-up question on what you just talked about. That do we need to actually dismiss ChatGPT and other AI models, or can we use them to teach in schools and teach them how to adapt to those and use those to their benefit, to be a more fit person rather than just dismissing it altogether?
So how AI can be used?
Yes.
Now we are using in the school. Just we started using it as a personalized learning, and AI helping a lot to the teachers also. Teachers introduce the topic, then they give the challenges according to the children. and children passing their challenges and giving the answer to the AI by writing, not substituting, and taking the photo picture and giving the AI real time. They are correcting and feedback giving. Everybody wants feedback, and right time feedback children are getting, and they're enjoying and they're developing lot, and the cooperation. So now I am very hopeful that in coming days, weeks, we will show lot to the, and world will show. Himengo Eb Khan, Himengo Eb very big coming to the world as an AI tutor, and Khan Academy also we have already. So this type of the resource we have, free resource for education. So I hopeful that future is very nice.
But the only part is that we need to, because we already for several HES talks, we have been discussing this part about what is, I would say, the balance of using AI. So that, and we need to keep in mind this cognitive hygiene. There is already this kind of term, cognitive hygiene. It means that we need to identify which tasks or what kind of things I can just give to, yes, AI, and what tasks still are with me. Because you see, we need to develop
in the
thinking.
system, task is with the teacher only. AI only the correcting real-time feedback giving, not the answer giving. AI not giving the answer. If child is somewhere stuck, even AI is supporting to get the answer, not giving the answer. Hint.
Yeah.
And Kamalji, what Marina also said, that point I also emphasize. Don't believe everything what ChatGPT says. So they have to use their common sense to actually authenticate what it is. So if there is an AI and if there is a common sense, if we combine, it would help. But don't believe everything in what, and that's what the people believe. They
have to train ourselves and teachers or student also. Lot of sometimes AI giving the as a friends giving advice may be wrong. So we should is an intelligence survey, not the. It is a correct answer, not the Gita.
No.
Do we have questions?
They are more or less the same what we talked about.
Okay, thank you.
So, if we are moving to the end of our talk, I would request, because we a little bit already started, about challenge. Because our task is, you see, why do we need these kind of talks? And actually, we invite people to start thinking so that we can change. We can bring these small steps, small changes into our life, just from now, from you. So do not just look around who will be responsible for that new life, which, okay, I accept that, it sounds good, harmony in nature, and my, you see, individuality, my kind of authenticity will be welcomed. Wow, that's great. But someone else needs to do that. So I want you to take full responsibility of your own life. This is what we lack right now, because no one, we're waiting for politicians, we're waiting for someone else, from schools to make it, we're waiting for... No, you are the one who is responsible for your life. And perhaps if you are strong enough and to understand that not only from your life, but the life around you, so that this is where cooperation comes, this is where common sense and all kind of things, and AI can help in that also, because now it's combined, I would say, mind of humanity right now. And my question is that, coming back to, we have this final part of our HES talks when we speak about challenges. What are these steps which everyone can start doing from today?
Okay. It's a good challenge you have started. One is, if you really want to handle AI well, I believe the senses of the children and kids, so parents, son and daughter senses to be developed. So what a parent should do, to develop the senses of their son and daughter, they should take those kids out once a week, once a month. Let they go to some unknown place, ask their kids to ask an address to a security guard or some unknown person. That person will give him an address कि आप यहाँ से left you go right, ask kids that he was right, because when a person is not sure about address, his communication would be much different compared to a person who is clear about that particular address. So kids will say, I think this guy is not sure about, let ask someone else. His senses will start developing. Let him travel through metro once a month. You as a parent take him through metro. You with the parents take him through BRTS once a month. Let he go and take the tickets himself. Let he interact with an unknown passenger next to the person. Let he go to a grocery shop someday with 100 rupee note and ask them to buy some 43 rupee things, and let's see how he handles. Now this will activate his senses. He will start understanding people. He will start understanding communication. He will start understanding behavior. These senses, as he will grow up, will allow him to handle the AI better.
Also, one challenge a challenge or task we have to understand: when mixie, washing machine comes in our life, टाइम बचा, बचे हुए टाइम का क्या करना ये बताया ही नहीं, तो हम कहाँ यूज़ कर रहे हैं। तो मेरी ग्रैंड मदर के पास ज़्यादा टाइम था मेरी वाइफ से, जबकि सुविधाएं ज़्यादा हो गई। तो ये एआई बहुत टाइम बचा रहा हमारा। तो बचे हुए टाइम का क्या करें, ये हमारी चॉइस है। तो उस चॉइस को हमको कहाँ लगाना है, अपने आप को जानने में लगाना है। दूसरा कहाँ लगाना है कि हमें प्रैक्टिकल, थ्योरेटिकल तो बहुत स्कूलें भी हो गई, सिखा भी दिया, और हम और ज़्यादा मार्क्स ले आएंगे एआई की मदद से, या हमारा टाइम बहुत बच जाएगा इसको यूज़ करने से। तो हम बचे हुए टाइम को हमें रियल लाइफ प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व करने के लिए लगाना है। जो समाज की आज ड्रग्स बढ़ रही है, डाइवर्स बढ़ रहे हैं, डिप्रेशन बढ़ रहे हैं, बुलिंग बढ़ रही है, अमेरिका में स्कूल में गन चल रही है। तो वी हैव टू थिंक कि अब बचे हुए टाइम को हम कैसे कंस्ट्रक्टिव टाइम में ह्यूमैनिटी के लिए लगाएं। तो बच्चे से एनजीओ में ले जाके काम किया, रैंडम काइंडनेस पे काम किए, जब जाके उसके पास जो पैसा है उसको सही यूज़ कर पाएगा। नहीं तो माई लाइफ माई रूल में जिएगा। इट्स चॉइस ऑफ अस चैलेंज।
So, and if to conclude this session and somehow link and bridge those two challenges together, so the idea is that to quit your comfort zone, try something new, because only when you quit your comfort zone and you start doing things which you have never done, you will face different kind of challenges, situations, and you will find out who you are, how you respond. This is important part, because usually you see, we're in this kind of routine and patterns all our life. We follow patterns, we follow our traditions, we follow everything, but not ourselves. Explore yourself in different places, how you respond, learn something new. So that, and not only with children, what I suggest, even parents, they need to go first. Quit this comfort zone, you see. And in this case, they will start understand what is, going around, who we are. This is a very important question. And also, when they start understanding, they can link to the problems, they can see the real problems, and they can address. Also using AI, why not? Because it's a really good tool. We're not against, but we need to understand who is using, first of all, how we are using, and what is the purpose of that. So thank you for being with us. Any your comments, suggestions, you can send to our Instagram account. See you next HES Talks.
Thank you.